Just
We're
use.
live. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome, David. Welcome, T-Dub. Welcome, Pat. And another Friday afternoon.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
We had 240 rainless days in southern Nevada. And last night or yesterday afternoon, going through to the airport and down to Henderson, it started raining. So the airport got measurable rainfall. So now the record is at 240 days without rain.
We got it all.
Drive home in that shit.
Huh? What?
Driving home last night sucked.
Yeah. But
You know,
yeah.
people can't drive when it rains here.
Oh yeah. It's like driving on ice, and you got to begin to realize that.
Well,
Go slow.
people can't drive in snow here. People can't drive in rain there.
Yeah. Well, we hardly get any rain, so that's the big thing.
Well, we have Anthony up. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in.
Okay. I sent the link to Hazy and to Dizzy. They both have it.
All right.
But when you need a spot, I'll cut out because I got to cook dinner here soon.
Okay. Well, no, we still got 2 more to go. You get a total of 6 slots on this level. Unless I want to start paying for it, then I can do 10. And then I got a whole bunch of other creative stuff we can do, but I don't feel like paying for it.
What are you, Anthony? Are you bullshitting there? 240 days without rain.
240 days, no rain.
We got it all, Tom. Unless he got some of it too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll send it all back to you. How about that?
Oh, here's Captain Jerk.
We have snow now.
Oh. No, there he is.
Hey, Cap.
How you doing, fellas? Thanks for having me up, Tom.
What's going on, sir?
I'm monitoring the comments.
Okay, good, because they're not. I don't have them.
I'm not. I've seen Anthony. That's all.
Okay.
I see Anthony. I see Tom.
Well, yeah, Tom.
Yeah, that was when we were T-Dub and Pat and I were talking. He popped in.
Oh.
Okay.
We have 1 thumbs up. That's the one I just did.
Anyway, so
right.
I have about 80 something skulls that I've poured recently.
Holy smokes!
Nice.
Damn.
Approximately 60 something of them are poker chips and the other smaller ones that I have.
Okay.
So
I'm still got plenty here. I'm giving them away.
and I have a bunch of these now,
Nice.
which are just instead of the big huge ones, they're just the face part.
Yeah.
And I just finished making this mold. I'll show you the mold first.
The girls got theirs, didn't they, T-Dub?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Holy smokes! How big's that one going to be?
It's bigger than a cantaloupe. The mold is, and it makes
Okay.
this skull. This size here.
Holy, that's almost life size.
It is. I started
wow.
painting it.
Damn.
I painted the nose because I'm gonna, paint the darker regions. But this is life size.
Oh wow. Okay.
Here's the original. Here's the one that I molded to make it.
Sweet.
That's the model.
Gentlemen, I'll be right back.
I covered this. I covered this with silicone, and this is what came out of the mold that I made right here.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Crystal's going to be painting the rest of it,
Yes. Hold on, sweetheart.
but the
Uh-oh.
inside.
Should I get Mom T-Dub?
Inside looks real too. That looks.
Yeah, it does.
The inside's just all
Yeah, it
messed
does.
up because of the way that it froze.
Well, it
as
looks
was
like
setting.
it looks real to me. It looks like what it should look like on the inside.
Yeah.
Little more like a little more freaky than it should.
Damn. And that's silicone, right?
No, this is resin.
That's resin?
Yes,
the
the
mold was
silicone is the mold.
Yeah, silicone. Okay. All right. I'll
This
get it
is
together.
resin. So
Damn.
hard as a rock. It's thin.
As hard as my head, huh?
Like this stuff. There was a lot of thin parts here along the back, and I cut it away like paper because
Mhm.
it didn't have a lot of it wasn't very thick right there. So as you can see, it's really thin.
Yeah.
That's still
Pretty
like-
stout.
like a piece of plastic, you know, because it is plastic essentially. It's a polymer, like plastic is a polymer. So,
Yeah.
well,
Mm-hmm.
this is just a plastic skull. That's all it is. That's what I do.
That would be a good seller for you because it looks like it doesn't take that much of your polymer to make, but yet it's a good sturdy skull. I mean, it's very
Believe
real.
it or not, it does come out, you know, pretty good. It does come out pretty good, but here's the drawback. That thin part in the back
Yeah.
is part of the drawback. That's part of the problem that I'm having. That and freaking when it sets in the mold, you know, part of it is always like super, super thick, you know, and that's because of, you know, the way that it sets. Once it starts to catalyze and take off, then, you know, you can't really do anything about it. And if it's not spread out where it needs to be, then, oh well, screw you, you know.
Now, can you do layers of it like they do boats? You
No.
know, they put a layer of resin, then they put a layer of glass.
No.
Not made that way.
No.
As my dad said, it wasn't born that way.
No, this isn't that type of resin.
It ain't born that way.
This is a completely different type of resin. This
I'll
is a
be right
poly.
back, guys. I gotta
This
hop out
isn't
real quick.
Okay.
All right, Pat. We'll see you.
All right, Pat.
This particular resin does not bond to itself.
Got it. Okay.
So you could use it to make repairs on whatever you've made. Like if you make something like this and it's missing a part of the eye socket or something, there's a bubble there. You can fill it.
YouTube.
You can fill it with this type of resin. Yes, you can. But it's not going to be worth it to you because that's not the way that this resin acts. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the other type of resin, the clear resin, is essentially an adhesive. Okay? You could use that as an adhesive, and that's why, and it will always stick to itself. And you could, like, even years later, you could add more layers to it, and it'll stick there, and it will never come off. It'll bond to it. It'll become part of it. This isn't like that. If I put a layer of this type of resin over this skull, after it sets, I could just go, and it will flake right off. I can just push it, and it'll come right off.
This is the resin
Well,
I
that was
use.
no to my question. You can't go back and add it later. It's not designed that way.
Unfortunately. I understand that, Tom. I know what you use.
Okay.
It's the same resin I use.
This is the same stuff?
That's the same. When it comes to that type of resin, resin is resin. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And it'll all bond. It doesn't matter. That stuff will bond to the stuff to the clear stuff that I have, and vice versa, whatever.
Mm.
That don't matter. But this is a totally different. This base stuff is a
Yeah.
totally different type of resin.
Okay.
Notice how you can't see through it. That would be your first indicator that this is completely different material.
Okay.
Oh, and I've got a bunch of these now too. These shifter knob style ones.
Now that he has the mold, he can make as many as he wants.
I have two.
Okay.
I have two molds.
Let me talk to Kenny.
One made this one and one made this one, and I've got like 8 more.
Okay. No, let me
Kenny's
talk to
probably
Kenny
gonna
because
talk.
if I talk to Kenny, we get him out here. I'll just sit there and convert him into shifter knobs, and Dirty Operations. Howdy. I just
Hey
saw
there,
them.
Dirty Dirt. What's up, bud?
Howdy.
Yep. You notice that there's an orange spot on the back of this one.
Yeah.
He must have bumped his head.
I used filler to conserve resin. I used old pieces of resin that I've been collecting and stuffed this full of other pieces. So inside this, there's a bunch of different pieces of resin.
Oh, that's cool.
From other projects. It's the same thing with this one. You can see there's a couple of spots there.
Yeah.
And with this one as well, you can see some pink around the nose and the eye socket.
Okay.
And you can see a blue spot right there. But yeah, there's a bunch of different pieces inside each one of these because I've been recycling all the scraps that I've been collecting over the last couple of years that I've been pouring and stuff.
Okay, so you just threw them all in the mold with it?
I've got many more.
Does it get hot enough from the chemical reaction? Does it solidify or does it just stay solid?
What are you talking about?
The pieces of leftover resin, it just still stays in a solid form, correct?
Nothing melts, no.
Oh, yeah, that's what okay. I'm thinking of something else.
I'm okay, Dirty Dirt. No, it's not clay. It's not wax. It's plastic. It's a polymer. You can't.
And they make nifty shift knobs.
Yeah, this stuff isn't like your plastic that milk bottles or something like that where you can heat it up and like form it into something else. This is like, it's similar to the plastic that your TV is made out of. You know, that black plastic. It's called ABS plastic.
Mm-hmm.
This is very similar to that. You can't once you form it into something, unless you like shape it with tools, you can't really do anything with it, you know. Or you could freaking like glue stuff to it, but that's pretty much it.
Someone's banging away on the keyboard.
I'm talking to
Hey, Dad, can you hear
Dirty
me?
Operations.
Huh?
Dirty
You're
Operations.
the only person I can hear.
I'm the only person you can hear. You can't hear. David was just talking. You haven't heard Captain Jerk at all?
No, I'm going to log out and come back in. Give me a minute.
Yeah,
All right.
Dirty Operations is talking to you, Captain. I don't know if you can see the comments.
I told him I'm okay.
Did you finally put your sticker on your toolbox?
I can read it. Thanks, Dave.
Oh, okay. All right.
I seen it. Thanks, Dirty Dirt.
I seen it. That's good.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I figured I'd come up and talk to you guys for a little while, at least. You know.
Okay.
Visit. And I understand it. Sometimes you just kind of back
All
off
right.
your I had to take a break, from the live shows.
Hey,
I
Cap,
felt like I was
I
in people's face or something.
just texted Kenny, and let's see if anybody out. If he thought he had told me at one time he knew a couple of people who wanted a couple, and so let's see what he has to say. Now that
Well,
a couple
look
more are available.
Like
Yeah.
I've been saying, well, they were available before. That didn't freaking,
Yeah.
entice anybody into freaking doing anything with it.
Okay.
And certain people were bugging me to make commercials and shit, and I'm like, dude, I've got a fuckload of videos and I've got a fuckload of friends, and I've been freaking promoting my freaking product the whole time, and putting out a new commercial is not going to freaking do anything, really.
Yeah. I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still the same.
Plus, I've been in a terrible depression for the last few years. Motivation is sporadic.
I know that, and I could just sense it, and it's because I've been through it myself. Yeah.
It's not anything anybody can help me with either. It's something
Anybody
that I have
else?
to do.
You just need to chill.
I need to just go through it the way I need to go through it. I mean, there's nothing that I can freaking even tell anybody. Hey, this could help me. No, nothing.
That's the way to deal with it. That is exactly
Not right at the moment. Anyway,
Okay. Hey, T-Dub, did the girls get their Ziploc bags of skull magnets out of the boxes?
Those
'Cause they
boxes
can
have not been cracked open yet.
Oh, they haven't?
No.
Okay. All right. Because they can have those now.
I got an interesting
understand.
box in the mail.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, this green box showed up in my mail the other day. I'm like,
Oh, I
Okay.
think T-Dub might have got the same green box.
yeah, he might have.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we've been nibbling on things from it sporadically throughout the last few days. So I'm like, yes, indeed.
I
The
sent
same.
it's T-Dub and Pat get them, and my next door neighbor Joanne get them regularly. And
Yeah.
then I sit there and I go, well, who else can I send them to? And it's just, your envelope with your stickers was sitting on my desk, and all right, Justin, you get one too. And he just went to town. Said, okay, who else?
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. It's very nice. The
Thanks.
stuff inside it is delicious. I mean, Crystal's not a huge fan of what do you call it? The chocolate that was in there, because she probably thought she was gonna chip a tooth off.
Yeah. Okay.
Other than that, no, she's been like enjoying all of it so far.
Okay.
I like the hot mustard.
She
Hey, Dad,
likes
give
the
me a
hot
minute.
mustard. Unbelievable.
I'll be back on in a minute. I gotta go.
Okay.
all right.
All right.
He's going to be going through boxes for about 6 months.
No,
Usually it takes about 6 months.
that was David. That was T-Dub. Pat's.
Oh,
Pat's done
I'm
too.
sorry. I get Pat and T-Dub mixed up. But
You're not the only one.
it's typical that when you move, it's going to take you a while. It's not
We just got off a flight. We're going to visit my mom and my dad, and we just got off a flight at Chicago O'Hare, and Nancy and I are walking behind them, and T-Dub and Pat are walking in front of us. Both got a backpack on, walking identical and everything else. And I sat there and I says, you couldn't tell that those two guys are brothers. And Nancy started laughing, and I sat there and I said, but a lot of people think they're twins, and nobody believes that there's 7 years between them.
my brother and I look a whole lot alike. A lot of people confuse me and my brother. If we're not together, really, we're hard to tell apart.
Okay.
I look like a blonde version of my uncle when I was younger.
No, I was blonde, curly haired, everything else. I got a picture I show every now and then of me down at my grandparents' farm. Yeah, they used to ship me down there in Decatur, Illinois every year.
Decatur.
Yeah. Yeah. And I spent my summers down on the farm down there.
They put you to work, huh?
Nah, I was just running around. My grandparents had the coolest German Shepherd in the world, and me and him would just tear up the place.
You know, there's another guy that's about your age, Tom,
Hmm.
on YouTube that actually is from Illinois.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm from Illinois.
I know, but his name is Steve. Do you know it's Steve from Illinois?
Do I know?
Justin, we should eat
Gee.
the leftovers first because
Let me
there's
think.
one box of spaghetti left.
Okay. Huh? What's up, Tom?
I said, let me think. That might be a difficult one there. Somebody named Steve from Illinois.
That's on YouTube, at least.
And he's on YouTube. Okay.
Yes.
No, he's in the cars or something. I mean,
Yeah, he's actually in the garage gang. Provisionally, he's like an extension of it.
Okay. Still,
His YouTube name is Cutworm.
Oh. Okay. You got me on that. I don't even call people. I call you Cap. I don't call you Justin. I call. Actually, is it Steven he likes to go by, or is it Steve?
No, you just call him good old Cut.
Yeah. Yeah, he's starting to get quite the automobile collection down there.
Yeah, he's got half a dozen bugs. He's got a bunch of them. What are them things? They're from the refrigerator manufacturer there, Crosley. Yeah, he's got them things. He's got MGs.
oh yeah, I know about those Crosleys. Yeah,
And I think he's got a Hudson or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Hudson.
And he's got
he didn't he get rid of the Mustang, the 68 he did, or the red one?
I don't remember.
I haven't seen that one in a while. And then he's got a whole bunch of other he's got a his first car he picked up. That wasn't his first car, but he picked up one that was the same body and model and year and make of his first car. And what was that? That was a Ford Fairlane, I think it was 66 or 65. Can't remember. He had that. A lot of Dodge pickups. Couple of Nissan pickups too.
Yeah, he's had a bunch of Dodge pickups. He's had a bunch of Jeeps over the years. Because he was a Jeep guy back in the day, long ago.
Yeah.
In the before time. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Cutworm. And then let's see, didn't Mr. Heavy Chevy, they drove the Cutworm, they traded vehicles. What did he gave Cutworm and Cutworm gave him the Crosby. Gave him the blue Crosby, but what did he give? The black Volkswagen. Crosby.
like the
Gave him a Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen, yeah.
I think it was
Is that the one that looks like the door opens on the front and the driver looks like a refrigerator door with a window.
No, that was made by
Izetta.
BMW. That's a God, what is that?
Izetta.
Zeta. Yeah.
But I wondered if that was the manufacturer of Izetta.
I don't think he has an Izetta.
Okay.
An Urkel car.
Yeah, Urkel had a restored one.
Yeah. Well, we call it an Urkel car. So, yeah. Okay. So I heard that you guys, Cap, got hit with a lot of snow.
Yeah, I don't remember how many inches we got.
15.
Crystal's saying 15.
Okay.
It's up to my knees.
All right. No, I watched the video where Dizzy's running around his neighborhood shoveling out fire hydrants again.
Yeah, he does that. he don't care. He don't care either. And that's kind of like that started. He did that years ago. Like he freaking he started doing that, and then he walked into a fire department, and he's just like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something?" And they freaking they liked what he was doing, and they're like, "Yeah, it's no secret where the freaking fire hydrants are. Here, we'll even give you a freaking diagram of where they are in the city." So they hand it to him, or like they're like, "Here, take this. This is where all the fire hydrants are. You want to go dig them out? We're not going to stop you, dude. It's not illegal. Go ahead." They're like, thumbs up.
So now he goes around and randomly digs up fire
Well,
hydrants.
he gets
And the only people that ever gave him a hard time were people like standing there waiting for a bus or something while he's working, and they're like, And he's like, "Hey, look, would you rather freaking burn to death? Huh? Would you? I'm shoveling this out so the people around here don't burn to death in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is doing this. Just me.
Nobody else has thought about it.
I'm a freaking blind guy that's freaking digging out this freaking fire hydrant for you. He don't work."
Shandog.
What's up, Mike? How you doing?
I just got to chat. Oh, look at this. I got chat. Holy smokes. Shandog. How's it going? I think David put the link in the chat there if you want to jump up. T-Dub was here. He just, I don't know, he hasn't jumped back in yet. So was Pat, and he hasn't jumped back in. I think T-Dub's getting ready to cook dinner.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Crystal's getting ready to cook dinner.
I told Nancy, I sat there and I said, I'm tired of everybody giving me these crappy chocolate chip cookies. I'm making chocolate chip cookies tomorrow. Or not
Crystal,
tomorrow, Sunday.
Crystal made pumpkin pies. And they're delicious.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Very nice. Yep. This is the stuff that comes in a can using Pillsbury dough, Pillsbury pre-made pie doughs and whatever, but it still came out really nice.
Well, speaking of cookies, I got a mystery package in the mail from my mom's or my sisters because they're living together. So let's do a little unboxing.
Okay, well let's present you then.
This came right before we went live. I imagine it's cookies. No, it's not cookies. It's Christmas birthday. Well, no, it would be Christmas.
Christmas. Okay.
It looks like a couple of candy bars. No, they're not. Well, I'm not opening my Christmas gifts, but I wanted to see if it was cookies.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least it's not a stack of bills.
Oh, no, I got some of those for you. I'll be glad to send them to you.
Yeah, when I was over in Thailand, Nancy used to sit there and send me chocolate chip cookies by the garbage bag full.
Mom sent me cookies before for Christmas.
And that was the hit. I just used to bring them in. I worked Transit Alert, which is we worked was it 48 on, 72 off, and you'd sit there and bring them in, and you just threw it down on top of the table and let everybody munch on them. And they were gone like in 2 days.
Well, that's one thing my mother did, and she may do it this year. She goes nuts baking cookies, and she stuck. Oh, yeah. I found that she revealed the hiding place to me one year, and she hid them all on top of the refrigerator. You can't see what's on top of the refrigerator from the front, but from the side there's a soffit that goes across, but there's access to it on the end of it.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
And she said, "Don't tell anybody where these cookies are." And I said, "I won't unless if you let me have a cookie, I won't tell anybody." Uh-oh.
I have no idea what that is.
I think Tom has feedback.
I'll be right back. I wanted to go show you my youngest sister in Texas. Mary sat there and sent me my mom's old brown bread recipe, and so I've been baking it.
Have you been saving Campbell's soup cans?
No, I baked it in the tin. I know we talked about the soup cans because that's how my mom used to bake it, but I baked it in the little tin.
Yeah, I remember it would be a round like a tube. Yeah.
But yeah, so Sunday I told Nancy I'm tired of everybody giving me all these crappy chocolate chip cookies. I want a real one, so I'm making it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right.
I imagine
Crystal makes a hell of a banana bread.
I'll get the cookies.
You'll get. She makes a banana bread, and David, you'll get cookies.
Yeah, after Christmas, probably 2 or 3 days after Christmas, I'll get them.
Okay. Now, if I want something enough, I'll just cook it and do it myself. I won't wait for anybody.
Yeah, I'm currently broke. I have like $8 in my bank account. That's pretty much broke.
That's not around Christmas time.
And there's still a debit that's coming in that's going to pull $5 from my account any second now. Just saying. So, one of those.
You got me beat. One time I had the balance down to $8. You beat me by $5. So 3 is. We've all done it. We've all had our checking account down to under $10.
Oh no, I've been overdrawn many times, and they charge me $27 every time it happens.
Yeah, I have a tendency.
So that's always fun.
Well, that's how banks make their money. I mean,
I understand that, but that's not the point. Point is, I just really can't afford the thing that I'm spending the money on, and then they whack me with a fee, and I'm like,
Yeah, they want to make the poor poorer. I remember somebody went into a rant. He was always paying his bills late, his electric bill, water bill, and all that. He said these companies, they just tend to make it harder on poor people to pay their bills by charging them fees.
Where's the butter?
Charging fees, they would pay their bills.
Oh. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll make do.
Dinner time.
Yep.
I'm going to put this back in the house. I'll be right back. This job. There's nobody.
I see what happened. He has his headphones on and he walks away. He gets
What?
Is that Tom doing that?
What?
You hear a little feedback?
I don't hear any feedback.
It could be because, listen. It could be because when he walks away, there's something else already making noise over there that we're unaware of.
Like a battery charger or something.
I don't know. But when he walks away, he's not the thing making the noise anymore.
Right, because the automatic gain on the mic goes all the way up and picks up another noise in the room.
That's a refrigerator right there running.
Yeah.
And it causes feedback.
What's for dinner?
Skitty.
Okay, I haven't figured out what's for dinner here tonight.
All right, I'm going to go eat this. So thanks for having me up, Tom.
Thanks.
Later, David. Later, everybody in the chat. Have a good night. We'll see you. And if I don't see you before the Christmas freaking thing happens, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and all that happy horse shit. Have a good night.
Christmas is next week, and I'll have a show.
All right,
Later.
cool. Later,
Bye.
Shandog. Later, everybody.
All right. Okay. Well, David now is left. All right. So let's see. I got time now. I have finished buffing the whole car. The whole car has, I re-sanded it 1,000 grit to 1,500 grit to 2,000 grit. Then we buffed it with compound 1, 2, and 3. And then I went ahead and I waxed it. And that's where it's at now. The only, oh, can you see it? The only left to buff is the hood. And as you can see, I got to sand it one more time. And then we'll go ahead and we'll buff it out. And that's it. And then the whole car has been cut and buffed again. Then we'll check the spring height and adjust those, put the tires back on it, and then we're taking it out as long as it
Rock
ain't
and
raining.
roll. Taking it for a drive.
And as long as it ain't raining.
Do that on New Year's. Drive your car. No, I take that back. That's when all the drunk drivers are on the road.
Yeah.
I don't drive anywhere on New Year's Eve.
I call it amateur hour. Hold on, let me get this done.
Are we having the show next week?
Yes, sir.
And when?
Same time.
Okay, cool.
Same. It might not go the full 2 hours. I don't know. It depends upon how long.
No.
The only people that are going to be here are going to be Pat and his crew, and we could do it upstairs from the game room while we're shooting pool. And
why not? If you can do it from the garage, you could do it from up there.
Well, no, I got Cat 5 wire ran up there, so bringing because see right now what you don't see is this runs back into the office to a box that was able to plug in my Ethernet. I'm not on Wi-Fi out here anymore because that's why the clear signal's coming through.
Yeah.
So, hold on, let me finish this. Hold on. All right. No, I've been trying to get the one plumber who put my tankless water heater in. He's got to come and clean it. And so I've been trying to schedule a time with him, and we've been bouncing back and forth. Probably, I want to say for the whole month of November and so far in December. But yeah.
You probably just set it off, and do they have to come once a year? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's going to show me how to do it, so then I can do it myself. He says all it requires is a little fish tank aquarium pump and a couple of hoses and a couple of caps that you can pick up at Home Depot. And he says you pump the solution in here and you pull it out. So he sat there and he said, "Screw it." He said, I made you a whole setup to clean it, even with a bucket. And he says, I'll come up and show you how to do it, and then you're on your own. And I said, that's good. So.
Well, that was nice of him.
Yeah. Well,
he saved you some money.
Doug was the contractor that was putting in sprinkler systems, and he worked for a big conglomerate called in the Valley. God, now I can't remember what it was. What's the name? I can't remember. Oh, this is funny. But they do electric
moments. Don't worry about that, Tom.
Well, no, it's I've been out of the business so long, I can't. Focus Plumbing. He works for Focus Plumbing. There's Focus Plumbing. There's Focus Fire Protection. There's Focus Electrical. There's Focus Mechanical. It's a big, all these different, all named Focus. And he works for Focus Plumbing. and they were doing residential sprinklers, and he was bringing in, they were starting doing residential, and we were helping them out and showing them how to do it as inspectors, which we were instructed to do. It's, bring them up to speed. At least that way we knew we were getting a good system installed, and they were learning at the same time.
Yeah.
And so we met, and then when I sat there and I said, okay, I said, one day, I said, can I get your cell number? And he goes, why? And I said, one day I'm going to call you after I retire. I wouldn't do none of this while I was working.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm going to call you one day when after I retired. And he sat there and he says, okay. And so it was last year, I finally put the money together, and I said, come on up. And I said, give me a tankless water heater. And that's what he did over there in the corner of the garage. And freed up a lot of space, and I love the long hot showers, especially in the wintertime.
I don't know what they're going to do here. That they were. I was under the understanding they were electricians, but I think they're HVAC people too. They're going to put every apartment in this building on its own central air AC and heat unit. And
so each apartment's going to have its own AC unit.
Yeah, and that was not set up the way they have a boiler and all. They don't have AC. They have window units.
No,
it's like you're going to have fun doing that. Half of this building is made out of concrete, and all I heard after they went, I saw them in the laundry room because that's where they
well,
were.
David, they have these new systems, and I think Mitsubishi makes them, and I don't know too much about them. I seen them advertised, and then I seen them a couple of places. But it's remember your floor registers that used to go along the baseboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a floor register, but it's mounted up on the ceiling, and usually it's over a window or over a door in the room, and then they're all interconnected through the house to one central unit that's usually located up in the attic, and then they supply it that way through piping.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's what they're doing, but I have heard them hacking on that brick and concrete. They were out there for about 2 hours, and all you could hear is like somebody in a coal mine or something. Hack, 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 hack. It's like I talked to the manager. I said, they're going to do that. That's going to be an engineering feat.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to go ahead and do it.
That's going to be
what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, that is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Well,
especially, and plus that's old concrete when they really made concrete,
Absolutely.
When they sat there and this is 50,000 psi strength concrete. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. This is when they really made concrete, so they're going to have fun.
They're going to they're having fun.
Yeah. So are you going to be there the holidays, or are they going to move you then?
So far, I haven't gotten any notice, so I'll be here through the holidays and through January.
Yeah. All right.
I wish I knew because I wouldn't have packed. I have about 3/4 of my stuff packed. Mm-hmm. All I have out is essentials, like some clothes and food, and I packed most of the things in my kitchen that I don't use. I needed a big glass mixing bowl the other day, and packed. I don't know where that bowl is. So I just got I cut the recipe in half and used a plastic bowl that I still left out, and just made do because I wasn't going to go through. And it was all so well packed. I had it. It's breakable stuff, so I put bubble wrap around it, and I've watched movers pack before, and I know how to pack dishes and stuff like that. And if some of the ways movers do it are very ingenious, you would think you would put a sheet of bubble wrap between every dish. No, it's more efficient to just stack all the dishes and wrap the bubble wrap real tight around the dishes and tape it. They will not break. In fact, the dishes being stacked adds strength.
Hmm.
So if they get dropped or something, maybe one of them will break, but they actually, the combined strength of the plates prevents breakage.
Okay.
And, I watch them and I go, oh, really? That's how it's done. So every box is packed. There's no empty space in the box. Everything is, I had time to do it. I've known that I was going to have to move or make some
Yeah.
change for some time. I've been shopping for an apartment for about 6 months. And I think it's COVID. I think what I'm looking for is someone that has an apartment, like in a duplex. And I
Mhm.
think you just can't find those right now because number one, homelessness, this COVID, I've actually watched some doctors talk about this when they came out with the vaccine. That one of the doctors was I think he was from the FDA. No, he was from Pfizer. And he said, this is going to be a help because so many people are experiencing joblessness and homelessness now. So I imagine if people had a little extra apartment in their house, they're
Mhm.
having family members stay there, and they don't want anybody that they don't know coming in their house every day.
Yeah.
Like say I'm just using it as just an analogy. Let's say you decided to make your game room into an efficiency apartment. You have a bathroom up there. Let's say you add a little kitchen up there, and you want to rent that out, and you have a separate doorway into your game room. Well, those are the kinds of apartments that I've lived in the past, and usually it would be like one elderly retired person, like a teacher or something.
Yeah.
And, they would have a garage. Yeah, they'd have their big LTD Crown Vic parked in there. But, she let me put my tools in there and put my bike in there and stuff like that. And I know that stuff's going to come back after this COVID stuff's over. I think that's what's thrown a monkey wrench into this whole deal. I've never had I know I've said this over and over on the show, and I don't want to dominate the show with this subject, but never had ever. I had an easier time buying a house than I did finding an apartment the last 6 months.
Yeah. I can imagine.
I have done more paperwork. They want you to do more paperwork to rent an apartment than they do to buy a house.
Mhm.
If you buy a house, all you need to do is prove that you can make the payment every month.
Well, here, I'll give you.
If you rent an apartment, they want to prove that you're not a criminal.
Yeah.
They want to
Well,
prove that you don't do drugs. They don't want you to smoke. They don't want you.
David, when this subdivision was being built back in '96, is they turned around and we found it, and so I immediately went to my bank and got a hold of a mortgage company and ended up with a letter of credit for being able to buy a $200,000 home. And so we said, cool. So we came up here, and the model that we were in was the biggest model that they were building and was the
Yeah.
most popular model that they had. So I go in and I talk to the sales guy, and I go, and the thing that pissed me off is when you can't sit there and go, well, there's like Ford, well, screw you. You guys, Chevy will give me a good deal. I'll go over here, or there's always somebody else down the street. But when you're buying a house, there isn't somebody else down the street that's going to be able to sit there and give you the floor plan and everything else that you just looked at. And so in doing so, we sat there and we were totally amazed that they still put our names in a hat and drew them out, even though we had a letter of credit and we had picked the house we wanted on this street. And the kid who was before me sat there, and his number got called, and he was able to pick that house. So we settled with this house.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked John, I said, and he sat there and he says, letter of credit or anything else. He says, we got to treat everybody equal. He says, I knew you were buying your house. He says, you were a shoo-in. But he sat there and he says, from the home office, regardless of whether they got credit or whether they don't, they come in, they put bid down, they put a deposit check down, the minimum deposit. He says, I got to take it. He says, I can't sit there and, And so I said, okay, I understand. But it still amazes, to this day, it still amazes me.
Well, other than one with the run-in with, the only problem I had with buying my house, I bought it from an individual and I actually was renting an apartment from them in the house. And she was going into assisted living. And she said, do you want to buy the house? And I said, sure, I'll buy it. Make me an offer, what do you want? What's the price on it? She gave me a price. It was a really low price. Couldn't resist it. So it got down to closing, and it was an FHA loan.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a big concern about lead paint. And it got to like a week before closing, and they look at the house and they say, oh, well, you can't buy it until you paint the house.
Okay, David, I'm going to interrupt you for a minute. Keep talking. I got to go bring my neighbor's garbage can up. Keep talking.
But anyway, I happened. So I was out $2,000. I had to borrow $2,000, and it just so happened one of the neighbor kids, and he painted it for me. And I had the mortgage company on the phone the next day. They were giving me a little bit of a hard time because they had to come back and do an inspection. And Monday was a holiday, and I had the mortgage company on the phone. And I said, I'm going to get my attorney involved with this. We're closing on this house tomorrow. And I said, it was the mortgage company through the bank that my dad had accounts through with his business. And I said, I want to tell you, I don't appreciate you guys acting like a bunch of Nazis. I said, my father has done business with this bank for 10 years. He has accounts in this bank from his business. And if I don't get my house, I'm going to have my dad take every account out of your bank. And yes, sir, Mr. Collins, blah, 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 Mr. Collins. Well, the next day it rained.
Yeah.
The inspector just drove by the house. He didn't even get out of the car. And I closed on it.
Mm.
But because I called them a bunch of Nazis, and then I threatened that my dad would close his accounts at that bank. And he had a lot of money in that bank, And I got action. They said, we'll investigate it. We'll close. Get an inspector out there tomorrow to look at it.
Yeah. When I heard
one of the only problems I had with it, otherwise, it wasn't anything like renting an apartment. But I think right now that it's a little more complicated because of the people being afraid of getting sick. And they're looking out there for their families more than they're looking out for the Joe Blow coming in.
Okay. I was just looking. Pat just texted me. I thought the garbage men were here, and apparently they're just coming up the street, not going down the street. So I'm waiting for him to do his U-turn. Now it got quiet out there.
Oh, I understand that. I've done that myself.
Yeah. Now it got quiet out there. Wonder where he's at.
Out there, and the trash cans are still full.
Yeah, and I almost lost all my heat. We went from 85 in here to 75. And I still can't hear him. Even through these. Nope, all I hear is the door creaking for the wind. But yeah, we teed up, and Pat and I talked. We're gonna I got a big Dale Earnhardt flag. Well, here. Let me take it. There's the backup. They're backing up now. Okay. Hold on. Let me take this
You
out.
can't close the door?
Yeah, I did. The door's closed.
I mean, when you go out, can you close it?
Yeah, but then I got to come back in.
Okay.
Up here, where the Dale Earnhardt, we're taking Dale Earnhardt down, and we're going to put a TV up there. And then we're going to tie it into the computer system. And we're just going to have all sorts of fun out here.
Have YouTube on the big screen.
Yeah. Yeah, what better? And then I can sit out here and not bug Nancy while I watch NASCAR. And I can drink beer. So
I figured you would have had that set up that way a long time ago.
I'm slow. I'm old and slow.
But you could watch NASCAR while Nancy sleeps.
Yeah, Nancy sleeps mostly especially on Sundays. By the time she gets up, NASCAR is did over. She goes to bed at 10 o'clock in the morning, gets up at 6:30.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, now it's too quiet out there. Has he
What's
come
her
on?
secret?
I have no idea. But now we'll try again and see, get my neighbor's garbage can up. Did he go? Where is he? Oh, he's up the end of the street. Got it cold out here. Is the wind blowing through the mic on this headset?
Yes, you can hear the wind.
Okay. How's now? No.
We had Gemma's. Gemma, if you're still with us, we're sorry we ignored you.
Is Gemma still there?
I'm going to find out. Gemma, type something in the chat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to close the door. I'll lose another 5 or 10 degrees of heat
she said
here.
Shandog. The link's in there, though. It's right there.
Yeah. Well, Shandog should come up. He hasn't been up in a while.
Sometimes he doesn't come up. That's
Well, yeah, but he popped up a couple of weeks there in a row. He hasn't been up in a while. But then again, he's let's see, he's up there by Dizzy, so he's probably digging out. So Shandog, you digging out of snow? Dizzy said, see, Captain Jerk said they got 15 inches up there. From what I watched on Dizzy's videos, he had, God, I had to say at least maybe 24 inches. I mean, it looked deep on Dizzy's video.
didn't get any of it. And everybody, I saw when I was on Facebook the other day, everybody was saying they're in Virginia, they got it. And it's like, are you enjoying the snow? Blah, blah, the snow, this. Yeah, we didn't get snow. It just rained here.
Well, that's we got rain. We didn't get rain all through the valley. We got rain partially through the valley. Like I said, it came in from the west, but it was on the very south end of the valley, and it came in from the west, came across the valley, came across McCarran, dumped everything in Henderson, a little bit around other parts of the valley. I didn't get anything up here where I'm at. And usually I get nailed big time. Oh, here he comes.
He's not allowed because of his shoulder.
Oh, okay. Well, he's in front of my house now. Now we'll get my neighbors. Now we'll get 3 times is a charm. Okay, all right, I'm done. I had to do my duty for my neighbor. Oh man, it's cold.
You did your good deed for the day, Tom.
Good
for you. Pat yourself on the shoulder.
Joanne is my age, and she's a widow woman, and she's just all around nice person. And when I can help her out, I'd like to. So, besides Artie, her husband, I knew him quite well. We were friends, and I'm turning the heater back on because I'm freaking cold. I'll tell you what, I'm glad I'm living here now, because if I was living back in the Midwest, back in the Midwest, in Northbrook, Chicago area, I don't think I could handle the winters. And
you can handle the winters here, Tom. We have so many people moving here And I ask them every now and then, well, why did you move to North Carolina? And they said, because of the weather. We have a pretty temperate weather.
Yeah.
It gets a little warm in the summertime, but like we didn't get any snow last year at all. We got like one little dusting, if you want to call it that. But it was just more of a wet snow, a freezing snow, and it melted about an hour after it snowed. It started raining, so the rain melted it all. So I don't count that. Then the year before that, we had 2 blizzards. We had one in January and one in December.
Okay. No, I like it here. I don't like wet air, humidity.
Well, we have that.
I like it here.
It's not as bad as it is on the coast, but we still
Yeah.
have humidity.
I mean, now we're dealing this time of year we'll end up with lows. We can get down to freezing. Actually, a couple of nights ago we got down below freezing, but then during the day we're up in the 50s, 58. Monday we're going to be 66, clear, sunny, 66 degrees.
That's
So
the same thing we're getting here. We had one day it went. See, the day that everybody got the snow, it went down to like 30. It got down cold enough for the rain to freeze a little bit, but it didn't shut it down.
all right. Here's a perfect example. David, you're at a barbecue, okay, and you're sitting there and you popped open a beer and you set it down back where you're from and you watch the beer sweat, right?
Yeah.
That don't happen here.
Yeah, I've had them sweat and make a puddle on the desk, and because I don't have air conditioning, it would make a little puddle, and it would. Yeah,
that doesn't happen here. So I mean, that's
find out. Find out. I'm coming as soon as I can.
That's wet air. So, I mean,
well, I got 3 on the list. I got Vegas, I got Florida, and I got Virginia, maybe Dizzy. Timing it with Dizzy.
I can't believe it. If only I met Dizzy. I had my YouTube channel. I was doing videos back then. Well, yeah, towards the end of my career, but the time that we were 2007, we had a committee meeting in Boston, and when Nancy will fly with me, she'll say, "Okay, every year she'll say, where are you traveling this year?" And I'll say, "Okay, I got to go here for this committee, got to go here for this committee, got to go here for this, got to do this." And she sat there and she goes, "Okay, I'm going to Nashville." "Oh, you got to go to St. Louis?" "No, I don't want to go to St. Louis with you." "Oh, and you're going to Boston?" "Yeah, I would definitely want to go to Boston with you." And she'd tell me which one she wanted to come with. And the time we went to Boston, it was funny. We had a great time.
Yeah. Well, see, I have kind of a connection with Dizzy, and this is not private at all because it's on YouTube. It's on his channel. If you go back and dig up one of it, Google, do a search, put "You Dizzy Scooter."
Okay.
Okay, and you will.
I can't do it
right now,
on the laptop.
This is for anybody that wants to do it.
Okay.
You'll find in there a video of Musty One coming to pick up a Cushman scooter.
I remember that.
Immediately I connected with Dizzy because he can't see and I can't see. And there was a moment, an awkward moment where Dizzy was talking to Musty One because it was a rainy day and Tina had a cold.
Mm-hmm.
And they had to go to somebody else's house to get the Cushman scooter and then drive it back to Dizzy's. And it's like Dizzy was trying to be, is the word copious? Trying to be gentle about having to have Tina drive him. And it's because I think Dizzy was like me. He felt a little self-conscious that he didn't drive himself. And something happened. It's like, I got to meet this guy. I got to get to know this guy. And there are videos on there. He talks about his depression, he talks about going. He sits in the shop under the house, the old shop.
Mm-hmm.
His eye was like swollen double, where they had just done the surgery on his eye, and then he was down because there are drug dealers in his neighborhood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I don't know if you have, but I've seen him do videos about the unhappy times in his life. You look at you, Dizzy, right now, and
Yeah. I seen those.
yeah, okay, then you know where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to that first hot dog,
Yeah, but in that one time with you, Dizzy, you had a connection with him, and that one
that
connection.
minute I had a connection with him.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if Dizzy really knows that. I don't know remember if I told Dizzy it. But one time Dizzy kind of got upset with me because he, I do admire him. I do respect him. I think he's made some great accomplishments, but I don't want to brown nose him. I don't want to go too far into the inner circles. I don't know what level of friend he wants to be, but I think one time I was pushing the boundary. I was on a live show like this. I don't know, remember which one it was. It was probably Jimmy C's, and he he said something like, "I'm not your idol," or something like that, and I go, "Whoa." I didn't even say anything. I just shut up because I like Dizzy. I think he's a great guy. I wasn't trying to get him to do me a favor or anything like that, but I know a little bit about what he's up against, what he had to deal with.
Yeah.
And
I will probably, soon be there. God forbid, no, but yeah, it is inevitable for me on when this disease is finally going to take my sight. So it is what it is. You deal with it and move on. I mean, you can dwell on something that happened, and you can sit there and think about it and get all depressed and everything else, but that's not moving forward. And I'm a moving forward kind of guy. So if it happens, it happens, and we will move and make the best of it and live on. At least we're still standing vertical and sucking air. And that's the way I feel about it.
well, I guess in some way you remind me of my dad. And my dad passed away, and there were precious years that I did not see him. My dad liked old cars. He liked Chevys. He has a model of a 56 Chevy on his bookcase in his den. He liked the 57, but he has that was special to him,
Mm-hmm.
He remembers driving cars back in the 50s. He remembers Now, he didn't learn how to drive a car until he was like 21 years old. And that's because he got a job, and he had to get his way back and forth to work,
Okay.
He got out of college.
See, now my grandfather would sit there and tell me stories on my dad, on how he used to sit there, and he wasn't even 16, and he was let's say borrowing the family vehicle. Well, wait, Shandog just typed a big one. Wait, you did?
Oh, let's go back and read it. I hope that didn't get a little too personal, Tom, but in a good way, you kind of remind me of my dad, and I want to treat you and respect you like my dad,
Hey, not a problem.
And
you
Drive Chef Drew, I'd give anything for Drive Chef Drew to be my dad. He just seems like he'd be a good dad,
Yeah. Oh man, my hands get so dry and the skin just peels off.
Shandog, what started it all for me was Musty One. And I just must have come across a Musty One video on a chance. And then that's where I learned about Harvey Spooner and Dizzy and Brian. And there's one other that There's another YouTube person that not BW Nut, but the other 5150, and I can't remember what his name is, but he's kind of like Musty One. And
Well, I stumbled on to the Hack and Pack shop. Sean Piss, I can't even pronounce his last name, but Pisser's channel, and then from there I found VW Darren, and then Hanson in New Orleans, 256 Chevy. And then Greg Porter from there, and then it just started going from there, sitting there, everybody's projects. Yeah, and it's grown from there. God, well, how long is it? 2000. It's been 10 years. I've been doing YouTube. I can't remember.
5 for me. This started right after my wife died, and I moved into here. And for a year, I watched. I don't know. I was dealing with a small level of post-traumatic stress, and I spent a year watching YouTube videos of either people restoring vintage electronics that ran on vacuum tubes, or videos about people blowing shit up.
Yeah.
So the blowing shit up videos was
that close. What up?
That close?
Yeah, I was like,
Was it
you
that
almost
close?
brought me in. What's going on?
What's going on, Jimmy?
Oh, nothing special. Glad I made it over, man.
Yeah.
Well, we are too. Yeah.
Let's just say Fridays and you, me, don't always get together well.
Here, Jimmy. I'll show you. Hang on. We're going for a ride.
Highlight yourself first.
This is the.
Make yourself big, Tom.
All right, here we go. Hang on.
There we go.
This is the quarter panel I was buffing out on your show last night.
Uh-huh.
And when I finished.
Were you just buffing it? Did you do a repaint on it, or?
No. When I put like 3 really good coats of clear on this car when I painted it.
Yeah.
And then when I first cut and buffed it, I looked at it and I go, this sucks. It just didn't come out right. And so I said, I'm going to find a time that it's going to be up on jack stands and I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to cut and buff it again. And I started when I put the rear spoiler on. What started was when I finished painting the rear spoiler.
Yeah.
When I put that on, I recut and buffed the trunk so I could put the spoiler on, and it just started. And this is where it was. And
I understand. You buffed the trunk, and the rest of the car doesn't match the buff, so now you got to buff the whole thing.
Yep.
I understand that entirely. I know you car guys.
And now the last is the hood.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah, and that's last because you got a garage door in the way.
No, I'll still buff it just like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean, though.
Yeah. But I want to drive it.
That's the part. He wants that part to turn out the best because people see that the most. They see the first.
No, I want that part to turn out the best because that's the part I look at all the time.
That's right. That's what people see the most is in the front.
So, but yeah, that's.
You had that car so shiny you could see your face. It was like looking in a mirror.
What's up, Shandog?
But I've been doing. This is what I've been doing the last 2 weeks, and I don't feel like doing a video of cutting and buffing a car is entertainment. Let's say per se.
Well, it all depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
I know that your idea of entertainment with a video is not exactly everybody else's idea of entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah. But you come from the old days of the YouTube, so you've seen a lot,
Old guy, huh?
Well, I'm just saying you've been around YouTube pretty much since the start, right?
No, it's just, when I don't know when YouTube started. I think I've been
like 07.
2010, 2009, somewhere
right.
around
So that's
there.
pretty close,
I remember.
and my whole channel started because I used to take 35 millimeter. I had a digital camera, and I take 35 millimeter shots of the car as I'm doing stuff, and I'm sending them to my brother Jerry
Yeah.
in Illinois. And I turn around. Stop presenting me. And I turn around and sat there and told Jerry, we're going to do this new. I said, go to YouTube. I gave him the channel, and I said, here, now you get to watch the Camaro build.
Right. Yeah,
And
a lot of people start YouTube just so they could share it with their family, and it just goes from there, you know.
I put the link to T-Dub, Pat. Well, I put the link out to everybody at about 1 o'clock this about 1 o'clock this afternoon. I think I sent the email to you, David, T-Dub, Pat,
Yeah.
and T-Dub and Pat popped on probably 10 minutes after I sent the email out. And we sat here and talked for the longest time. And then
Nice.
T-Dub said, okay, what did you do to the car now, Dad? So I was able to show him, well, you know.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you want to make sure I'm not butchering up your inheritance?
Uh-huh. Got to keep it, make sure it stays, on par,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah. So other than that, that was it. I got tired last night after I got that done. You got to remember, you color sand with 3 sandpapers, 3 grades of sandpaper. You buff with 3 grades of compound. Then you wax, and that's what I was doing. And when I got done, I was tired, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to sit on the couch.
Oh, I understand, man. That's more work than I'd ever do on a car. What's up, Breezy? Good to see you, man. But yeah, freaking,
Breezy's back.
I know. I mean, you guys, I understand that that's what you got to do to keep a car gorgeous. That's why I don't own a gorgeous car.
That's one reason I don't know.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it.
It's like a bike in chrome. Yeah, I'll wipe it off once or twice a year, but that's about it.
Yeah. Change the oil. Let's go.
Yeah. I've never been one to maintain the beauty of a vehicle. I just keep it running.
Yeah.
Keep it running and functional has always been my my heart. I have a hard enough time doing that.
Yeah. Well, take me from point A to point B, and that's it.
Right, and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. I didn't have to walk in the snow.
Oh,
How bad did you get hit?
We got about 14 inches.
Okay.
It was a pretty good one. It was a pretty good one, that's for sure. But what's that?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh, I was gonna say, luckily the main driveway is plowed by, the owner of the property. He has a contract to do the main driveway. And if he wasn't such like an early bird, I could go out there and move my cars and and have him do all that. But I don't like where he pushes the snow anyways. So I just let him do the main driveway, and we all deal with our own parking spots after he's done,
Yeah.
And because I have, like I got to cut a walkway to the propane tank and to the chicken coop, and in both instances, if I let him plow parking spots, he's going to put a mountain of fucking snow right in the way of those pathways, So it's just easier for me to go out there with the snowblower afterwards, or my buddy that lives upstairs here has a small Kubota tractor with a bucket on the front. He'll go and do a lot of that for me,
Okay. That's cool.
So, yeah, it is cool. It's way cool because with him here doing that, it keeps us from losing ground with the accumulating storms, because a plow only pushes a pile. A tractor can move the pile,
Pile, yeah. Tractor takes a pile from point A to point B.
Yeah, and keeps he keeps the parking area the same dimension all winter. Yeah. Like the first year he lived here, if we didn't have that, this place got real small real quick.
And real tall with walls.
Yeah, exactly. Everything was done with shovels and snowblower, The snowblower only goes so far once it gets so high. All you're doing is putting it on top of that pile, and You're lucky if you can get that done sometimes.
Anthony.
So
All
the
right. I think
smaller and the
David's
walls
got
got
the link in the chat. Come on up. But yeah, it's no. I remember those days. I do not miss those days one bit. Nope. Nope. Nope.
That's part of the fun, you know. I'll put the
No.
link. I'll put the link in the chat for you.
Yeah.
Well, the fun part was when they would plow the road and throw all the snow to the side and throw it on your driveway. And if you don't get out there quick enough and shovel it out, it'll freeze.
I
Turn
have
ice.
I have to admit, I made good money plowing. I have to admit, I cannot.
Right?
I
Plowing
made
was
it.
always fun. It was it was the only time you could ever break a sweat driving.
Yeah. That's exactly. I mean,
Besides NASCAR, that is.
no, I'd go to work. I go to work and I'd sit there and I'd have long underwear on, blue jeans, sit there, heated socks, sit there, a couple of sweatshirts, jacket, everything, gloves. And by the time I'm a quarter way through my shift, the jacket's off, everything's off, and I'm down to my sweatshirt. Fuck the gloves and let's go.
The windows fucking all the way down, and you're going back and forth down fucking driveways. I love doing it. In fact, the last time I made good money plowing, I was driving in a you remember the Toyota what the hell was that?
Tacoma?
Tacoma. Yeah, the little Tacoma pickup.
Like their version of a Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they were small. They were real narrow.
Yeah,
Picture plowing serpentine driveways with one of those things, man. It was the best. It was the best, because it had the little blade on it, so I could maneuver around in driveways so much easier with that little thing than you could with an F-350 with an 8-foot Fisher plow on it.
Okay. What I was driving was a Jeep, and I don't know what it was called, but it had a little tailgate or a little bed in the back, just big enough to hold a start pack.
Yeah,
sit there and jump, and that was it. And then on the other side, we end up with extra gas cans to sit there and take when you go, and then a plow on the front, and then that was it. So I had the Jeep with the starter pack. So I'd be in the middle of a driveway, and then I get a radio call saying, "Hey, we need a starter pack over here." So I had to finish up that driveway, run over there. There were times that we would be running 24, 36 hours straight, just plowing. And it's just cash.
Coming your way, Anthony. Coming your way in the hangout. Let me find it. There we go. That's him.
Jimmy sent it through Hangout. Okay. Jimmy, would you rather get your notification in Hangouts, or would you email the way I've been sending it?
Tom, if you could evolve to Hangouts, I'd be quite happy.
Jimmy, I have evolved.
I'll send them out on the Hangout.
Okay. I'll send it out on Hangouts.
Hell yeah. Anything is better than freaking email. Because I'm telling you, I turn my email on first thing in the morning just to check to see if there's something I got to look at. And 99.999% of the time, there's nothing really over there for me to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Except for once a month, I do take a survey from the local college.
Okay.
Just to let them know that some Republicans still live in this state.
No,
just to let them know.
I do it to let them know some Democrats still have their brains.
Right.
No. We haven't all gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay?
Yeah.
Right. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah. I wasn't born in this state. I escaped another state.
It's not a political platform, but I got one thing to say.
Well, it's a University of New Hampshire.
I'm not saying preference to one party or the other, but I found it interesting when Biden was elected. All of a sudden, the FDA approved a vaccine for COVID.
That was already in the works, man.
That was already done.
Trump had already had that shit lined up and ready to roll.
Yeah, I do like what Trump said. He said that Christmas Eve should be a federal holiday.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
Christmas Eve's always been a confusing thing. A lot of companies give you the whole day off. A lot of companies give you.
Well, you know what happened in my life. The couple places that I worked with, that I actually had benefits. We ended up trading a day during the year for the day, like the day before Christmas,
floating
and
holiday.
and like the day after the day after New Year's or whatever. We'd trade other holidays for that.
Well, my thing was most places I worked to get like Christmas off or Thanksgiving, you had to work the day before and the day after to get paid for it.
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah. But
one year we got Christmas Eve off, and then we came in the next Saturday and worked. That was a regular work day. That was the makeup.
Oh, you made up for it somewhere else. Yeah. Yeah. See, we traded things like Patriots Day and Flag Day that were whatever holiday it might have been.
Yeah.
We trade that for
something we never celebrated anyway.
Yeah.
Well, my company is most of it's federal contract. We do work for the Defense Department.
Yeah. So you get all the federal holidays.
Normally we would get Veterans Day as a holiday, but because we have veterans that work there and we do a special, special recognition for veterans, that's how we get the Friday after Thanksgiving off, because we give up the day we would have gotten off for Veterans Day to have the day.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the ones that we gave up to get, the day after Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah.
It was either that or Christmas or New Year's,
And then we give up.
Yeah, I can solve your problem. Do like me. The 18 years I worked for HUD, you worked a week up till Christmas, then you was off until February the 15th.
In the moving industry, in all honesty, in the moving industry in New England, we should work right up to New Year's. Right up to New Year's. But New Year's Day, December 31st should be the last day of work until March.
Right.
When I worked at Nevada test site, the federal government up there, we would sit there and you'd work up until Christmas Eve, and then you'd be gone until the first Monday after the first of the year.
That's not bad.
Well,
They shut down the whole thing.
It happens last year. That happened. I left the job on a Wednesday afternoon, didn't return till the Tuesday after New Year's. Yeah. Was it almost 2 weeks off?
Anthony, did that link that I put in the chat not work, by the way?
Never showed up. YouTube's been doing that all day. It will not show up.
Wow.
Actually, and then YouTube sat there when I tried to set the show up, told me they had issues with thumbnails, so I couldn't put a thumbnail in.
Well, I wondered why it was just the baby line.
That's why I had a nice one picked out too.
Yeah.
Computers. Yeah. I'm still waiting on my credit report to come back that I ordered on.
Yeah, Gamer kept trying to put a link in his own chat. They wouldn't let him. He was cussing them. Yeah.
They're having a glitch somewhere. They're probably over.
They're probably overloaded
because of the weather.
No, with COVID and the holiday coming up, everybody's sitting there going, "Are we traveling? Are we not traveling? We're going to stay home. We'll use YouTube."
We'll just go on YouTube. Yeah.
Or StreamYards or Zoom or whatever.
A lot of people are truly doing that. So
yeah.
Wow.
That's why it's hard to find a fucking a webcam these days. If you want, buy a decent webcam, your Logitechs have gone up $20 or $30 fucking dollars.
Now, what I would like.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, you go look up.
It's because of the demand.
Yeah, you go look up the cost of a Logitech freaking webcam right now.
They were $20.
I bet the cheapest one you find is $60 or $70. That's actually in stock.
Probably.
Well, I did find one that was $49.99, but it was an 0510.
Yeah, and it was
A dinosaur.
New old stock, fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, previously used or refurbished or
Yeah.
and they still want a fortune for them. It's like what?
Yeah.
Holy
That's
smokes! What the fuck?
Yeah, see what I'm telling you, Tom.
Damn.
Yeah. Makes
you
you wish
can
you would have.
find lesser cameras, but Logitech. We all know Logitech is like the top of the shitbag fucking cameras.
Yeah, that's what I got. Is
Yeah,
a lot.
That's what I got to
And
do.
this,
Yeah.
these wireless headphones are Logitech. Everything I
they
got.
make good stuff,
My
right?
keyboard is Logitech.
So,
Yeah.
they're like, didn't well, yeah.
Yeah, but that what kills me if I would have known what was coming a
Really?
little earlier than what I did know early. I knew early, but I wish I would have knew a little earlier than that because when I bought this one, I would have bought 9 more of them because they were only $19 at the time.
That's my point. I was like, holy fuck, man.
I've been on eBay on $49.99.
Hold on, what was
Buy
that?
another one of these. The ones I got, the Logitech I got.
Yeah, how much was it? Was it when you bought it?
It was like 19, 20 bucks, and now I'm looking at it for $36.99.
Right.
What the fuck happened here?
Yeah, they're all up like $20. It's like fucking. And is it even available? How late's the delivery out? Till next
Okay.
year?
Oh, hold on, wait. All right, let's see.
Well, I ordered a couple of things on eBay today with my gift card that somebody
No,
sent.
this I'll get it December 24th if I
That's not
order it.
too bad.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. Fucking
I
what's that?
ordered
6
2
days?
things off of eBay today.
Damn. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
20 bucks.
Makes you wish when the day you bought yours, you would have just grabbed the rest of them off the shelf.
Yeah, I should have bought about 10
Well, not
of
off
them.
the shelf. When I was on Amazon, I should have sat there and hit quantity 8
Yeah, exactly.
rather than
And
1.
gone on the Amazon Marketplace and sold about 7 of them back.
Well, that's
Or eBay.
eBay or
Yeah.
some people
So-
call it eBay.
The only people that predicted that are the people that started this mess, and they're helping China out.
Yep.
see the mouse.
Yeah.
China's raking it in right now.
China's
They
breaking
make all kinds of
the
computers.
virus right now, or the antidote, or the
Either way, it doesn't all of it.
Yeah.
Think about it. All the software and hardware and everything a lot of the hardware we use to get through this technical life we're living these days, because we're all caged in, all comes from fucking China.
But let me tell you a little secret.
Yeah.
Now, I ain't even got to tell you how many. Just look up Pfizer. Look up the board of directors and see.
Oh yeah,
who's
they're all connected to China. It's the whole other thing. China taking over the world.
half of them are Chinese.
Well, I got one thing to say about China. One thing to say. We blame them for a lot of stuff, but there are people in China that are really, really smart. I mean, they have engineers and
Yeah, but we don't want them to end up ruling us.
well, what was the old saying? Confucius say, "Man with deep pockets owns it all."
yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So there you go.
It's not only that. I don't blame them for nothing. I don't blame them for doing it. Period. Because I would do it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember
I'm with you.
what it was, but I heard a discussion.
And I'm gonna just say, people don't realize we've been living all our life by conquer and divide. Get over it.
Yeah, well, that's the way that's what makes the world go round, because we're never satisfied.
Nope.
The human hunger is never satisfied.
Never.
Yeah.
Including when they claim to be socialists, it's still never.
It doesn't matter what
Still
it doesn't matter what it is. It's never enough.
It's just socialism. You can get away with it a little bit better.
The human gene is a gluttonous motherfucker. That's why we have hoarders. Hoarders are just leaders that got stuck in their own world.
They got ahead of the game.
Yeah. They just
Yeah,
consolidate.
we're all trying. 99.9% of us are trying to get ahead of the game, and 0.01% do. So,
Well, yeah, you got to remember, we do have that 30% that stand there and scratching their head and their ass going, huh?
Uh-huh. Yeah, but we bred them.
Oh, asking which way is up.
No,
They
we
know
allowed
what's
them to
coming.
continue breathing.
It's their job to keep the man down, keeps him freaking in line, keeps him going to work. Keeps him wanting more, keeps him busy without, so he's not asking
Part
questions.
side of me says go back to throwing them off the fucking cliff. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's all.
Okay, well, here,
Andy,
Yeah.
somebody put the link in the chat.
What up, MD?
you do it, Tom.
Yeah, I think it's
Andy,
gotta
what's
be
going
you, man.
on? Let me see if I can do it. Hang on.
Gotta be you. I think that's one of them safeguards now that because I've seen that where only the host can share the link. Thank
Yes,
you,
it might
my
be
wonderful wife.
the problem because I put it in a couple of times and the people. But the electrician was here. And I was doing laundry and I had just put in my order to Instacart.
There's the link.
You got to
Yeah.
have access to the computer while the Instacart order is being processed.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
First thing I said to the electrician, "Are you gonna have to turn the electricity off?"
Yeah, yeah. I want my groceries, man. I want my groceries.
Yeah.
At least wait until I'm done ordering my groceries. At least let me know when I'm finished with it. Let me finish my laundry and finish
Yeah.
groceries. Turn the electricity off. He said, "Oh no, I'm not going to turn the electricity off today." So, I said, "Well, if you have to, just
MD, you over there or what?
Yeah.
uh-oh,
It's dark down there in Georgia.
it's a
I had to
raining
break.
Georgia."
Oh,
The lady-
you muted yourself. You are almost there.
Yeah. But the lady down on the corner from me, I had to break her heart. She was trying to find a company to deliver groceries to her house.
Yeah.
I said, baby, you're not in California no more. Here, you go get your own shit. Yeah. But she's like, nobody delivers. I said, no, they have curbside pickup if you want to be that paranoid, but they're not going to bring it to you. We don't even have Uber Eats or anything. So
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, let's see the Smiths, which is AKA Kroger,
yeah.
and then Albertsons and what are they, Safeway? I can't remember who they're. Those are the two major grocery stores here. Both of them offer delivery. You can go online and
Right.
you can pick out. They'll pick out your groceries and put them in there. So as that little high school kid goes down and sits there and picks up that bottle of mayonnaise and sits there and goes, "Oh, today is December 20th. Oh, this expires December 21st. We'll give it to them."
yeah. Well, yeah, they're going to get rid of old
That's how
stock.
it works, everybody. All right. Let's see if Andy can come up again.
The one that I was dissatisfied with, and I'm going to stop shopping with, is Walmart, because it seems like when you have them they deliver things that are about to expire.
Yeah.
Or packages, the cans are dented.
Well, I mean,
David, think about it. If you ran that store, you're going to try to get rid of your old stock before you give them the new shit.
yeah, it's the way
Yeah. They're going to pawn the new shit, old shit off on the poor guy.
Suckers that won't come in. Yeah. Yep.
So, as kind of a New Year's like I was shopping today for an item I normally got from Walmart, and I found it on Amazon, competitively priced. I'm going to get it up from Amazon from now on. I want it in the package. I want the package sealed. I want the side of the package.
MD outdoors. Look at that.
What's
We're
up?
sitting by a fire driving down the road.
Well, I'm just sitting in my backyard. I'm a fire pit right now.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Call me Jelly.
Get the
Yeah, there you go.
there you go.
rocking.
Cool.
I'm just
How's it been going?
I'm just enjoying life without having to follow the. I'm enjoying it Jimmy C style tonight, brother.
Fucking right, man.
Here, cheers, Andy.
Yeah, brother.
Straight
There
out
you
the
go.
bottle.
Oh no, other
In
indulgence.
fact, it has a hole.
All right.
Yeah, little
This bottle has a hole in it. I got to fix it.
I understand you's medicated. I'm getting medicated with you right now.
I got to go to the store. I'm out of medication.
Oh, that sucked.
That's too-
I need a refill. Probably this one's gonna expire sometime, probably this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, no. What's today? Friday, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to get a sometime next week. I'll need a refill.
I'll go on Monday. There's no real rush. I want to finish the car.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, there's no rush on it. You know.
Yeah, I think like a 6-month supply. I bought a lot.
Yeah. I usually go with a half.
Well, I was
And-
waiting. Go ahead, Jimmy.
I got a full.
I got it out. I go with a half usually. Yourself, Tom?
I do ace of different stuff. I want to try everything different. So I'll get an eighth of this, and then if I find something good, I'll go back and I'll get a quarter, maybe a quarter ounce of it, and hang on to it.
Yeah. How far of a travel do you have to get to?
Well, Jimmy, I don't live out in the boonies like you do.
Yeah.
But
See, that's kind of why I get like a I get a half, and then that lasts me, a month at least usually.
Mhm.
You know, if not 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Depending on how good things go or how bad things go, how much time I end up spending sitting right here.
Yeah. I
That
can
makes
relate.
a big difference on the consumption rate. Yeah.
Well,
The winter time's just going to make it that much harder on you.
my consumption rate is if you get that quarter panel buffed, you can have a bowl. If you don't get it buffed, you can't have a bowl.
Yeah,
guess
I hear that.
My
Guess what
That's a good system to have.
going, I'm cooking dinner, and I'm like, I can't even stand up right now. My back. I'm going out to bed. I'll be back in a bit.
All right. I hear that.
All right, it's called the barn. That's what the code word is. I go, I'm going to the barn, and my wife's like, all right.
All right.
Oh yeah, I got to go. This is my cave.
And she's like,
Yeah.
must be nice. I have to drive somewhere in a little bit. I'm like, sucks to you.
Uh-huh.
Well, I like what the Instacart, my shopper, said today.
What's that?
He handed me some groceries and he said, I'll be right back. I'm coming back with the fun stuff. And it was all the alcohol, for between now and like New Year's.
There you go.
I said, well, I'm going to have a party. You're invited.
Cold night tonight here. Whew.
What you count?
30 right now.
I thought it was out. I'm not out.
But I'm also down here in Georgia. It's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. What
I
do we
thought
got
it
here?
was out.
We're at 14 and it feels like 8.
Where are you at, Jimmy?
New Hampshire.
Oh, yeah, you're up there.
Which that's why I'm not outside my yard doing the same thing. And the fact that we got 14 inches yesterday. So
There's a homesteader up in New Hampshire that I watch called Lumina Acres. He has like a hardcore Boston accent.
It's 36 degrees here in North Carolina. Where in Georgia are you?
South of Atlanta, about an hour south.
It's 55 in Vegas.
That's cold for being south of Atlanta, I would think.
Still supposed to get down to like 26, I think, here tonight.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of up in the mountains of Georgia too. I'm not really. So,
Are you in the northern part of the state, southern part?
Well, if he's south of Atlanta, he would.
I'd say right in the middle, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know where Oconee Park is?
I'm by Stone, where Stone is.
I would spend a weekend there. It was in the springtime, but it was a wonderful stay. Georgia's beautiful, especially the part of Georgia I saw. It's gorgeous up in the mountains.
I fucking hate it here. It's gross.
Well, I don't know. I hear it's hot and humid.
Hey, and Andy, you need to pay your power bill, dude. We can't see you.
I'm up in a pit. Sorry.
You'll need to get a stronger flashlight.
Hold on.
never mind. Turn the light off.
Out here by the fire, man. It's nice. All woods behind me, so there ain't no house, streets, or nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I moved down here because I retired. Summer here is fucking disgusting. It's disgusting.
We'll move up here.
Dude, I went outside. I had to walk out and just grab something off the tractor. And by the time I got out there, I was soaked. And I was like, I just showered. I can't do this. I can't take 7 showers a day.
Uh-huh. Or live with the stench.
You get just, well, honey, I smell like a homeless person now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come from somewhere up north.
David and I were still having that conversation earlier, and I told him that's why I like it out here, is because there's no water in this air. It is dry. You want dry, it is dry.
Yeah, I'm from the eastern side of Washington, where the desert is, and it was dry there, So it was a dry heat and a dry cold.
Well, that's like Vegas, dry and cold. Yeah, Georgia would be even here would be an adjustment for somebody from Washington.
Yeah, well, it's just the humidity. Because I can take the heat. I've done 3 years of my life in Iraq, so the heat doesn't bother me. But
you didn't have the humidity.
What's that?
No humidity in Iraq, but not much.
Yeah, not in the heart, not the desert spots.
That's in the desert, isn't it?
Don't get to go to the nice part.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. It's 55 degrees right now. The wind is out of the north-northwest at 8 miles an hour. Humidity's at 24%, and the time is 4:17. So sunset is at 4:28. Thank you for flying.
I was going to say you wouldn't like it here because it's 52 degrees with 78% humidity.
Yeah, I do not like it. I mean. I went back in when my dad passed away. He did it in February. One thing I told my dad, I sat there and I go, anything happens, please, for the love of God, anything happens. I said, make it in the fall, the summer, or the spring. Don't make it in the dead of winter. And he said, okay. So what does he die? February 16th.
He said,
what is it? The coldest fucking time in Chicago ever? We get off the airplane. The lady goes, welcome to Chicago. Temperature is 6 degrees below zero. I said, I'm sitting right fucking here. Take this airplane back.
Turn right around and go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do we go back?
I mean, we didn't have the clothes for it. We were putting layers and layers and layers of clothes on. So I'm sitting my dad's funeral and the services and everything else. And I look up and I go, okay, Dad, you got me. You got me.
That's a good one.
Now that's why WTF Mike realized why I stayed on the bus, because I'm used to being dead bottom south of Louisiana, humid and hot, and I'm going up north to visit. The bus gets into Fargo, North Dakota, and breaks down, and it's -12. I walk off the bus, and I basically had blue jeans and a Led Zeppelin t-shirt, okay? When I stepped off the bus, I was like, what's wrong with the bus? He said, transmission went out, but the motor's still running, so we got heat. I said, well, good, I'll be on the fucking bus.
Well, the guy that drives the van service for me that I take to work every day, he used to drive cross country, and there's a big coat on the back of a seat in the van. It'd be 80 degrees, and he would have a coat with him in the van. We asked him one day, why do you have this big coat? So I'm go down to like 60 degrees a day. He said, well, I used to drive cross country, and one time I had this run from, I don't know, Atlanta, Georgia to somewhere in Chicago, and it was 4 degrees below zero when I got 4 degrees below zero. And he says, when you try, you get used to carrying some warm clothes with you because you'll never know.
Yeah.
When I was in Ubon, Thailand, and during the rainy season, there was no point. You take a shower, there was no point in drying off. There really was. There was no freaking point of taking a towel and drying yourself off, because by the time you got back into your room, and got
He
your uniform on, you were dripping wet anyway.
Yep.
So,
Well, how did you pass?
I mean, you could fresh out of the shower, walk to the bus stop, you'd be pouring water out of you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that can happen here. I could walk right up to sometimes I would just walk up to the bus terminal and catch a bus out of there. And it's like, leave here and you'd walk into the bus station, and the people at the bus station are smart. They don't turn the air conditioning.
Well, Tom, you did forget one. Or you could be that guy that's not sweating and wondering why you're dizzy.
Yeah. He's the son of a bitch that's pumping salt tablets, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's the guy that's high on something.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of that in the barracks behind us, because the barracks behind us was Sky Cops.
Notice behind the barracks, it's kind of like at the job. There's some railroad tracks,
or better known as the chicken chunk.
Our barracks was here, and then there was another one right there, and this was the Sky Cops for Tockley or for Ubon Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And,
Well, see, that was nice.
and they ended up with all the good stuff anyway.
Yeah,
you were nice. We called that the chicken chunk tent. That was a chicken chunk tent. Yeah. Better known as Up in Smoke.
Right. Speaking of,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes. Hold on. Let me catch up.
Time out.
right. No,
Well,
it's
I'm having to
like,
look up this one place I'm looking at. No tobacco. They've asked me like 3 times. Do you use tobacco? No.
Well, they said no tobacco. Did you ask them if marijuana is okay then?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think you should check with your new landlord, now that everybody else has already moved out or whatever, to see if he's willing to renegotiate. So you don't have to move.
If I do have to move, I got a place picked out that no tobacco.
Yeah.
And I asked it's through a church. It's that church owns this apartment building. They have like 24 apartments in it. And I said,
Yeah.
Is there any prohibition on alcohol in this building? And she said, well, no, there's not any prohibition. And I said, well, I don't have a problem or anything, but it's like, I need to have a beer every now and then. I didn't say it to the lady. She just said, no, there's no prohibition on alcohol, but there is definitely one on tobacco. And they don't want to clean it up, and they don't want to smell it,
Right.
There's some people that really get offended by the smell of cigarette smoke. They say it stinks.
Well, who cares about that?
Yeah. Well,
People get offended about everything.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, they can move along.
Well, it's a church owned. The church owns it, and I found out about it through the church. And if
you now know that you're not welcome there.
yeah.
Well, no, if I smoke, if I walk in there,
No. The reality is, David, you have a cigar in your hand. It would not be wise for you to move into that place, ever.
oh, I could live without smoking a cigar in my apartment.
Yeah. Mm. But would you? Yeah.
It can be done. I mean,
Beer with
my
my
wife smokes,
But I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to change. I don't let somebody else dictate changing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I don't smoke a cigar often enough for it to be a problem. So
but
if I go to
the thing is,
it falls under the line. You don't own it. You have to obey the rules.
Right. So you will never be able to do it. You can't ever do it. It's like,
right.
Well, would you choose?
What do you mean? What do you mean? Once in a great while, like, let's just say I slip and fell on the ice. I can't grab a fucking joint and play in the bathtub or the hot tub or whatever, and have a beer.
Dude, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What, to lay in the bathtub? And
no. Jimmy said hot tub, and I had a hot tub for almost 4 or 5 years. And then with the power prices climbing here in Vegas, and we had to get rid of it. And now
I can understand that you can't. They're a bitch to maintain.
Yeah. But that would have been neat, getting stoned and sitting in a hot tub. I could have
especially when you're all pained up. You know what I mean?
I know two people.
Well, no, hey Jimmy, I'll give you a story. Last year and this year we didn't do it, but the first Saturday in December is the Toys for Tot Iron Crossman motorcycle run. Okay, and I always I'll rent a Harley, and Nancy and I will get a couple of toys and we'll throw them on the back, and I'll rent a bagger, and we'll do the cruise with a buddy of mine who's got an old vintage BMW bagger. And we'll do the cruise and come back. So one time we were coming back and we're sitting there going, it was freaking cold out. We had layers and layers of clothes on. And you got to understand, here in Vegas, you don't go off there and buy that parka that's guaranteed 17 below zero. What you buy is a windbreaker, So we get home. Yeah. And we get home and so Nancy's look at me and I parked the bike. She says, you park it in the street? And I go, yeah. And she goes, are you good? Yeah, I'm leaving it here. She goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting my clothes off. I'm hitting the hot tub. And you should have seen the both of us run upstairs, kicking clothes off, getting our suits on and jumping down into the hot tub. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, but it warmed you up.
No, it was freaking cold.
Yeah.
But then again, my threshold for cold is nothing. It gets 40 degrees and Jesus Christ, it's freezing here.
Well, that's the best way to warm up is get in the hot tub. I know two people that got hot tubs and they've had to have the electrical panel and everything replaced, not the whole panel, but they've had to have more electrical service put in their house. Yeah.
Well, when I built the back patio cover, the hot tub was always planned, and my brother Michael was an IBEW electrician. So he ran 220 with a disconnect right to the corner of the house. And he says, here, wherever you put the hot tub, you can take flex to the hot tub. And that's what the hot tub is, right in that corner, right next to where you put the power disconnect around the corner. So it was perfect. But yeah, the hot tubs were great. I was telling Nancy the other night, I said, I wish we had one right now. Yeah,
it's massage therapy without the personal touch,
Well, that's one bad thing here. I was about ready to join the Y when this pandemic thing started. They have a hot tub at the Y.
Oh,
okay. A lot of these, places, exercise. The Y has a hot tub.
Well, it's like Joanne and Artie next door. When Artie was still alive, we got the hot tub and we invited them over, and they were in the hot tub for a little bit and everything, the whole 9 yards, and they were sitting there going, okay. And so Artie sat there and he says, what we need to do is we need to cut a hole in the fence right here, because they had a swimming pool. We had the hot tub. You could sit there and go back and forth.
Yeah.
You could just put a gate.
Yeah. Well, that's what Artie was talking about, but then Artie passed away. So.
Well, when I lived in Virginia, a lot of the neighbors did that in the neighborhood. They put gates, they were good neighborhood friends.
Yeah.
And they would, if they had a fence, they would just put a gate and say, okay, well, if you want to come over, you're always welcome. Open the gate and walk over. And we didn't lock the doors.
Yeah.
You just walked the back door, knocked on the door, walked in the house. You'd say, is anybody home? You'd be polite about it.
Yeah. Open the door. Hey,
those days are over.
Lady in the house home.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah. When I lived in Indiana, I had a friend that came over every morning. He came over every morning, came to my back door, fixed a pot of coffee, sat down, drunk a glass, and then I'd walk in. He's like, hey, morning. Coffee's ready.
Nothing wrong with that.
This little town in northern Illinois, Wakanda, Illinois, where I lived, it was what was it? 2,700 people was town population, and Tom Murphy's Pub was the biggest, one of the best bars in there. So I call up Murphy. Call them up, order a pizza. Nancy and I would walk there. We'd sit down and eat the pizza. And as you walk in, they'd, Tom, your seats are over here. It was hometown. You can't knock the small towns. You cannot.
No.
That's why I like where I live.
In a small town. That's what
The
this
fact-
town was like when I moved here 15 years ago.
Mhm.
It felt so much like a small town and like a home. And now this
Yeah.
place is becoming like Charlotte. It's growing.
Rat race. Yeah,
Well,
become a rat
that's basically what happened to Vegas. Vegas was a small town. Everything else, I mean, for the gambling and everything that's going on here, but it sat there and it exploded in the late 80s and 90s. And
Yeah.
No, it
partially,
didn't explode.
found-
It spread it like herpes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I moved back here just for that. You know, this is cool. Everything else it ain't gonna grow that big.
Yeah.
And bam, where my house is sitting, we used to four-wheel with my brother-in-law's and my father-in-law's Ford pickup truck through this whole area
Yeah.
where this
And-
house is sitting. Back in the
That's
70s.
all subdivisions.
Well, you know, there is kind of a success story here right in my town. Right in the middle of our town was a farm. And it was where the old children's home was started over 100 years ago. And they had a garden and the kids worked in the garden and raised animals and everything. Well, they did away with the farm. The animals are gone. But they do have some horses and they have some mules and stuff. And there was a developer that wanted to come in and buy the property. And the property was for sale, and the city of Winston-Salem said, no, you can't buy the property. And so the city said, we're buying the property. It's going to become our property. So the city buys the property. The developer tries to sue the city.
Yeah.
And then somehow the federal government gets involved with it, and they find coyote on that property.
Yeah.
Federal government says no. Coyote is a
Protected species.
protected species. You
Endangered
can't build
species.
anything on this property. And you know,
Coyotes aren't
because that
protected.
place is right in the middle of
In
the
certain,
city.
in certain states, they are because there's so few of them.
Oh,
Well, there are
That's
few of them.
insane.
well, come out here and you can grab all the ones you want and take
Right.
them back with you.
We have an
I-
open season, coyote open season.
Yeah,
year round.
I don't
We-
have
and we have a special night hunting season.
I don't have
This
any.
year,
Utah,
Yeah.
when I lived up there,
Yeah.
Utah had a special night hunting season. And
Yeah.
talk about a fun time going
Right.
out. And oh, that was a blast going out.
they've
Well, I
gotten
have
so bad
nothing to
here. They've gotten so bad here. They're paying you $12 a pound.
Well,
$12.
the developers,
We could probably do it here.
these developers can buy property and build, but it's closer to the center of town. It's getting ridiculous, you know, and
Yeah.
all of it or 90% of it are not single family homes. These are those
Multiplex.
professionals like
Yeah.
condominium things, and they're
Yeah,
about,
townhomes, row house.
but they could build those anywhere. Why do they have to tear up? Why do they have to ruin something?
They want to be in the center. They want to be in the center of everything.
Well, there's not enough, you know, for the
Why?
city
What are they tearing up?
say there's not enough, there's no more room. You can't do it.
What are they tearing up, Dave?
Well, it's
No
a
farm.
year old. They got trees and stuff in there that are
They're
100.
tearing up forest areas.
It's a green area, you know.
Yeah. And they usually make a park or something along to go with it too. So
Well,
you know,
now it's a park.
see,
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, guys, it's about 4:30, what, 5:33, 30, whatever.
yeah, it's 7:30.
You went
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, we're gonna go. I got stuff to do tonight.
All right.
All right.
All right, Tom.
Like the
See
hood
y'all
of that
later.
car.
Yeah. Buff it up, man.
All right.
Later.
Peace out.
I want to thank Anthony, Jimmy C, Captain Jerk, David C, T-Dub, Pat, everybody, and everybody in the chat for joining in. And we'll pick you up. And we will be here next week. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Peace out.
Very good.
Peace.
I didn't
All
know
right.
you were going to stay on.
No,
I'll let you go.
For me to sit there and clean up everything that I got to do, it takes about 20, 30 minutes to get this, because I don't leave this laptop in here with a buffing
Okay.
compound sliding around.
Yeah. So I'll go. I'll see you next week at this time. I'm going to have I'll be have my red shirt on. And I'll have my I'll drink something special for Christmas.
We will probably be upstairs, okay, in the game room at my house, shooting pool. Pat and I. So it might be a different show altogether.
Well, who knows? You know, we'll see.
All right.
We'll see what
All
it
right.
brings.
All right, David. Have a
Buddy.
good week. We'll
All
see
right.
you.
You too.
Bye.